My playstyle in Marvel Rivals is definitely more of the strategist healer role, as I have the most time playing Rocket Raccoon to give my Punishers and Winter Soldiers a damage boost during games. However, if I want to become a better teammate or unlock all the proficiency cosmetics in the game, I need to learn how to play other characters, especially Duelists. Luckily, I found a method that can be applied to any Duelist currently in the game and those that will be coming in future updates. Let's get started. The Duelist class is easily the most stacked and diverse in the game, with a wide variety of melee and range-based characters. This video will be broken down into two parts. The first focusing on the melee characters before progressing to the range characters. I'll leave the timestamps on the video for you to skip ahead or jump to a specific moment in the video if you decide to come back here later. Starting with melee characters, these are easily the trickiest to grasp in Marvel Rivals, as if you don't use them correctly, you are just a sitting duck for the other team's duelists, or anyone for that matter, to pick off. For these styles of characters, we're going to be focusing on three: Iron Fist, Black Panther, and Spider-Man. What you will notice is that each of these three characters, and any melee character for that matter, always have two key features. One being a guaranteed high damage combination that eliminates most duelists and strategists in a single shot if all the hits connect, and a fast movement ability to get in and out of danger. If combined and utilized correctly with the character's unique kit, you can easily master these types of characters. Let's use Iron Fist as an example. I recently made a short explaining how to actually use Iron Fist, but the comment section was quick to let me know that the best way to use Iron Fist is to rely more on his versatile movement with wall running and jumping to get into fights, and save his dash ability for escaping. For a combination to use in game, you can use his defensive stance ability to increase damage reduction, which surprisingly can absorb a ton of character ultimates, and this will also boost your attack speed significantly. You'll want to use this to get your target down to about 5 to 10% HP, and then elect to use your dash to get the final hit and escape the fight while your abilities recharge. Should you take any damage while performing this combo, you can then use Iron Fist's self-healing ability. If that's not enough for you, then you can try to contribute to player eliminations, as this grants you bonus health and can make you very difficult to eliminate if the other team is caught napping. Now let's move on to Black Panther, which in my opinion, he is one of the most fun melee style duelists to play, as it really captures the essence of the character we love in the movies and comics. If you've ever wondered why Black Panther is always dashing and moving when you're playing against him, I'm about to explain it all to you. If I hold F1 to get more info about Black Panther, you'll see that his spear throw and roundhouse kick apply a special effect to enemies that are hit by it. Then if I read more about his dashing ability, you'll see that anytime this dash connects with an enemy with that vibranium mark on them, the dash cooldown is instantly refreshed. This means that as long as you are successful in striking your opponents with spear hits and roundhouse kicks, you can always keep dashing. Combine this with a few standard melee hits, you'll be a super successful Black Panther. And lastly, with Spider-Man, he's easily the trickiest duelist to learn and play in the game. His web swinging movement allows him to be tricky to finish the KO if he realizes he entered a fight too quickly. Otherwise, you'll want to rely more on this combination to pick off opponents one by one. Where he is trickier than other melee characters is the need for really high accuracy when shooting his webs. You will want to hit 2 web shots before lunging into the character and uppercutting them to finishing them off. Now, if the other team is playing really smart and staying together, then you want to wait until you can use your web abilities to isolate them and combine with your team to eliminate them. Okay, now let's move on to the ranged duelists, as these are much easier to learn. Now, some of these characters do have some melee elements to them, like Winter Soldier, but I'm considering them as ranged duelists given his primary is a firearm. Your playstyle should always be between your vanguards, tanks, and strategists, healers, as you need to be close enough to do damage, but not so far up where your healers can't support you. Plus, most of these kinds of duelists have some ability that needs to be used at close range, such as Hela's stun or Winter Soldier's grapple. Your objective should be to locate an enemy that is constantly getting distracted by your vanguard so you can quickly pick them off. You'll find that targeting other duelists and strategists are normally the best, as this leaves the tanks defenseless. When it comes to learning these characters, it is reading about their abilities and making sure you understand how best to combine them with your primary attack. For example, Punisher's mounted turret is pretty straightforward. Find a place that with decent cover and hold down the shoot button and just try to get as many KOs as you possibly can. However, with Hela's stun, you want to connect with an enemy first and then strictly focus fire on that stunned enemy, as Hela with hit scan is able to pick someone off really quickly. My ultimate advice for you is to spend some time in the practice range and really read through the abilities of a duelist to better understand them instead of trying to spam or button mash. These same principles can be applied with future duelists that come into the game too, with always having that one combination that almost always yields a KO if you use it correctly. While using the range-based duelists are definitely more straightforward and easier, the payoff for learning melee style characters is incredible and drives opposing players insane. Plus, learning these characters allows you to fit into other team compositions if you are a solo queuing, and I promise you that you will see yourself climb the ranks much faster. Let me know if you have any other tips and tricks for learning new characters in the comments down below. Until then, have a great rest of your day wherever you may be.